Hi everybody, and welcome to Cooking with Cricket. Today I'm going to make some chicken parmesan. When one of my kids is off work, normally by the time they get off work I've done had supper and they're eating it warmed up out of the microwave. So when they're here I try to make them what they like so they can eat it fresh, as they say. So today my son wanted some chicken parmesan. So to start off with, I went ahead and bought my chicken thinly sliced because it was really the same price as just chicken breast. So just take you some chicken breast, and it depends on how many you're feeding. Slice it thinly and even bang it out because you want it thin. And I've cut my pieces in half too, just to make it easier to manage. In this bowl I have around 2 cups. I always like to make a little extra so I don't run out, of breadcrumbs that I added some salt and pepper and some Italian seasonings to, or you can just buy the breadcrumbs that already has that in there. And then I have 2 eggs with just a little bit of water, and I put some sriracha sauce in there to help give it some flavor. And then in my pan I have some olive oil and some butter. I have about 3 tablespoons of each. So let me get them dipped. Let my pan get heated up, and then we'll start dipping them and frying them. Now I'm probably going to have to fry this amount in several different batches. So I'm just going to take a piece, and yes, I'm using my hands, my bare hands, and I will wash them real good before I touch anything else. So remember, when you're handling raw meat, please be sure to wash your hands real good and disinfect your work area. Get several pieces going. And I'm frying mine at around a medium high. I don't want them to cook too fast because we want them to get done. Now I'm going to let my chicken fry till it's done. I'll let it get done on one side and then flip it and let it get done on the other side. It should take around 10 minutes, but you want to make sure that it's done. And then I will take it and lay it on a plate lined with some paper toweling, get my other batch in, and then I'll be back when we get ready to go to the next step. Here's my chicken. As you can see, I cut one open just to make sure it's done. And I did cut my heat down to medium, so I didn't want my breadcrumb to burn really, and it's not burnt, it just looks darker on the camera. So I took my pan off the heat, I drained off any excess oil that might be in there, and I did wipe it out. And be careful because your pan's hot. And let's move on to the next step. So I have my heat down to a medium low, and just add your favorite spaghetti sauce. And mine is in a 24-ounce jar. Now I'm going to add just a little bit of water just to rinse this jar out. And we want to let this get heated through. So I'm going to give this just a minute or two to get heated through, and then I'll bring you back. Alright, it's starting to spit and bubble, so be careful of that. Give it another stir. Now clearly I know this pan isn't big enough for the amount of chicken that I'm making, but I am feeding an army. I'm feeding my son and my nephew and Richard and Ricky and my daughter and myself. So we're just going to pile the pan full. And just Alex and Mitchell, they could eat half this pan just by themselves. So just lay it in there best as possible. Of course you want it to look pretty, but taste is really what matters. I have some fresh parsley, believe it or not. Finally found some that looked decent enough. I'm going to sprinkle some of that on it right now, and then we're going to sprinkle some more on top. And I'm just going to lay my mozzarella cheese slices just across the top. If you was just making like 4, just make sure you just lay it across the top of the ones you were making. And excuse the noise, I have my fan going. It gets hot in this little part of the kitchen. Use just the amount of cheese slices that you have chicken for. And now I have some grated Parmesan cheese that I'm going to sprinkle all over the top. And this was about a half a cup. And excuse the noises of them walking in and out of the house. Now some more fresh parsley on top. Make it look pretty. And I add a couple of tablespoons of that. And now we're just going to cover it. Let it simmer. Let the cheese get melted for a little bit. 5 or 10 minutes. Or until it takes my pasta to get done. This has been simmering away on a medium low for about 10 minutes. Isn't that pretty? So now it's time to serve. Now I'll bring you back when I have the plates ready. And here's our dinner for tonight. I made some chicken parmesan with some pasta on the side. I have a kale salad that I made a balsamic vinaigrette to go on top. And I can link that recipe and also my balsamic vinaigrette recipe in the description box below. And I have some freshly baked rye bread that came from Larissa's kitchen, and I will link her video below for that recipe. Now let's try it. Ooh, cheesy. I'm making a mess. Very good. Very good. And remember, I'm cooking for an army, or really for some grown boys that can eat. Well, not grown boys, but, you know, that can eat a ton, so you can scale it down. So, thanks for watching, and thanks for all the love that you've shown. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and leave me a comment. I love hearing from you. Bye, y'all.